We live in a very extraordinary time right now, and the world's kind of been turned upside down. What's been the most surprising thing to you about this new way of working?
I think the most surprising is that we've been able to accomplish, in spite of the challenges, that it really has not severely limited our ability to get assistance where it's needed and to be able to really make a difference in our world.
What's the top way that Microsoft Teams has helped you manage through the crisis?
By allowing us to have regular meetings where we can approve resources that need to go out around the world and then process that through our normal accounting standards and get that resource out to where it's needed most.
One of the really unexpected things for me in all of this is I'm finding I'm learning things about working remotely. Are there things that the Salvation Army is learning you think that will stick with you well beyond this current situation?
I think there are definitely things that we're learning, one of which is just the ability to bring people together very quickly and communicate about specific needs, specific areas of concern. It's opened up a new door of allowing for greater participation in many different areas.
You know, with the rapid shift to Teams and working remotely, I would imagine that people hadn't used Teams as deeply or broadly as they are now. How have you approached training and kind of getting them up to speed with how they can use the tools?
Well, that's an area that we really wanted to make sure that everybody would feel comfortable. And so our IT team developed some training sessions that we began offering every day on a different topic. That we created a resource channel to watch the videos that have been recorded, and then also to ask questions.
And what's the one thing you hope that we all learn as humanity from this experience?
Well, I think the thing that I hope that we learn is that we are all one family and that we all depend on each other, and that when we can reach out and make a difference in another person's life, that's really what it's all about, is just being able to share in this common humanity that we exist in.
I think people are reaching out and really trying to make those connections, and that humanity is just wonderful. I think we need more of that. How does the shift to the cloud enable collaboration internationally for the Salvation Army?
It does. That one of the things that we have always tried to do is have international collaborative groups to work on different various projects. They've also been doing video updates to all of the IT personnel from around the world, which we've never had that capability before. Our Others Global group that produced in a similar manner to a fair trade type operation. That we're scheduled to have a conference in Toronto, Canada. And because of the travel restrictions, we had to cancel that. So we actually met through Teams 3 hours a day over the course of last week to be able to carry on the business.
What have you learned from this experience that you would share with other people around the world?
Well, I think the most important thing is that you can still stay connected with people, that you don't have to feel isolated, and that you can really continue to do the work that needs to get done. One of the really touching things that has happened within our own international headquarters family was that we did have one of our Salvation Army officers who unfortunately had died as a result of the virus. And obviously that was a tragedy that all of our family members felt during that time. And because of the restrictions, you couldn't hold a typical funeral service, but instead we were able to come together through a Teams memorial service. And so it was a time that really was able to bring some healing to us as a group as we mourned the loss of this friend and colleague of ours in a very meaningful way.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I am so sorry for your loss, and our condolences to you. But at the same time, we're grateful that we can pull together as a human family and help each other in these small ways. We're grateful for everything that you and the Salvation Army are doing around the world. And thank you for sharing your thoughts with us today.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to have the opportunity to do that.